And a good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the McLean Broadcast Network. Tonight we have back-to-back JV and varsity soccer games for you. McLean versus South Lakes. We will start with a JV game this evening on a beautiful day here at McLean High School. Inside the stadium with you, Matthew and Omar. Omar, both these teams, good teams. What do McLean and South Lakes this evening? What should we look for in both teams tonight?
We should look for good passes between each player, and it seems as if they are doing the coin toss right about now to see which team will get the ball.
See, of course, which ends they will play at, and of course, who will start with the ball.
Who will start with the in kickoff?
Right now, weather mild in the 70s. We'll go down towards the low 70s this evening. A slight breeze. Partly cloudy. Sun not going to be a factor as it sets off to our left, but covered by some clouds. We were concerned about rain this evening, Omar, but luckily the rain stayed away. For the Highlanders and South Lakes, that is good news. So, good news. Perfect conditions as the Highlanders take the field. South Lakes will do the same on the opposite side, and by the looks of it, McLean possibly could be starting off with the ball here for this JV squad. McLean will be starting with possession. We will keep the time up
and it looks like they are. And it looks like the formation that McLean is playing is a 4-1-1-4, which is four defenders. 4-2-4. 4 defenders, 2 midfielders, and 4 attackers. 2 of them are center forwards, and the other 2 are wings. And the whistle starts, and the ball is off. That's not us.
Well, Omar, I think that it should be interesting with the 4 attackers for the Highlanders. See if they can get men into, see how that plays out for McLean.
Well, it looks like McLean is being put on a defense as of now. Because right now, South Lake is just trying to storm through the defenses, but the 4 defenders are not letting them go that easily.
Interesting for the Highlanders with the formation, putting a lot of emphasis both on offense and defense,
but little to support the midfield, unfortunately.
Well, that can play in the strategy. If you want good defense, can lead to good offense, and vice versa. So,
well, seems if it's across toward, and it's out of bounds. South Lakes was trying to push forward into the McLean area as well.
Just over a minute in, McLean with the throw-in on the far side. South Lakes taking over, and now McLean will try to push ahead over towards the far side. Stolen away by South Lakes in center field. Good defense by the Seahawks. And then over towards the far side, it'll be played up ahead over the reach of the South Lake attacker and out of bounds. Throw in for South Lakes in about 2 minutes in. We will have a throw in from near side, thrown into the box, headed away, played out. McLean player number 12 on it, but only cleared as far as center and of the field and back to the South Lakes goalie, who will play it ahead along the near side.
Well, it looks like South Lakes is going with the toss. Hey, can you please stop that? Okay. Looked like an attempted volley goes straight out of bounds and back into South Lake's possession. Along the 50-yard line in the football field that they're using as a soccer field. Good toss to number 37 of South Lakes. He's being clearly defended. It's really looks like number 7 is trying to push forward. Number 7 ball's now with number 17. Looks like McLean has a breakthrough, and that's shortly cut up by South Lakes number 38. Seems that each team's defense is really on point this time. At this point of time, both teams' defenses are doing pretty well. What, don't you think?
Yeah, not a lot of room for possession from either team. Both teams stepping up, tackling well, defending well, and not allowing a lot of chances.
Looks like there's been a foul for unfair contact.
Yeah, that will go against South Lakes. So the first
McLean
free kick of the night will go to the Highlanders.
And number 17 is taking that free kick. He crosses it and gets it over to South Lakes, but South Lakes intercepted the ball, and now they are on the attack with number 37 shortly after going out of bounds.
Again, you're seeing the 4 defenders for Highlanders. There were 2 there on the far side, making it tough for South Lakes early, and that's a benefit of having those 4 defenders.
Good header by the defenders. Number 12 with the ball crosses it over to number 29, but 31 ends up clearing it, and ball's possession still goes to McLean. But they stop the attack right in its tracks. Looks like McLean's giving it another push. Number 16 defending the ball. Number 13, and it goes out of bounds onto South Lakes. Onto possession for South Lakes. Putting McLean back on the defensive. Number 7. Looks like South Lakes is really on point with their with high balls.
Yeah, they're putting balls in space to create the pressure and forcing the 4 McLean defenders to react. And thus far, it's working. They're playing more in McLean's defensive zone and possibly could create a chance off of this throw-in.
And they toss it over. It passes through most of the players, but number 17 thankfully clears the ball, keeping them from conceding a goal. But South Lakes is going back in the attack with number, and they've crossed the line.
How long are they? Yeah, does anybody know?
They started at 45. And it's 7
How
minutes.
long are the halves supposed to be?
Halves are 35 minutes.
They are?
Oh,
Sure.
Yes.
good to know.
Every JV takes.
Okay. We apologize for the interruption. Looks like South Lake's getting another throw in. Number 13 clears it once again. Number 12 on the attack. And number 38 of South Lake clears it with another successful defense.
Yeah, South Lakes, they're pushing men forward, and a nice defensive play by South Lakes could have put the
Looks like
Highlanders, if that ball had gone through, on a one-on-none situation. So that should be interesting to watch, see if the Highlanders can use their numbers forward to create opportunities.
well, it looks like McLean is finally on the by the 18-yard line, one for the first time in this game. But unfortunately, they kick it out, and it's a goal kick for South Lakes.
Yeah, over on that far side, first time that McLean's been this deep in South Lakes territory, but unfortunately a missed ball away. But both teams starting to settle down, and should be interesting to see how they go from here.
Number 3 the ball. Good block by number 31 of South, number 37 of South Lakes, as he keeps on clearing the balls as McLean crosses it. He keeps clearing the balls. Which is truly a good defender. Number 26 tries to cross it, but does not. Looks like he's sweeping up the defenders. That was a close one. That was a close shot. Number 30. If the ball could have gone its plan, number 13 would have shot it in and scored possibly.
Yeah,
But he ended up tripping, and he lost his footing and did not get to the ball in time.
Yeah, number 4 for Highlanders there. Good work to go after the ball, creating the turnover and the opportunity for the Highlanders to put a ball into the box, creating the scoring opportunity. Couldn't find anyone around the 15-yard box, but for the Highlanders, their first scoring opportunity of the match, and they can continue to do that. Who knows?
Looks like 28 has the ball. Number 35 of South Lakes intercepted the ball, and it's going back to 38. Looks like South Lakes is going back on the offensive once again, and the ball has gone out of bounds. It's good advance. It was a good advance. Looks like McLean has the ball on the defensive, but McLean accidentally cleared it out of bounds. Now the ball goes to South Lakes, as South Lakes is once again going on the offensive and putting McLean on the defensive. Number 41 takes the ball, passes it back to the thrower. Number 35. He seems to be fooling the players at every turn, but tries crossing it and the ball got cleared. It looks like number 51 tried to shoot it from the 20-yard box, but from 20 yards, but he ends up missing, and the goal kick goes to the Highlanders.
Yeah, nice opportunity for South Lakes with a shot. Not a lot of room out there with the 4 defenders for Highlanders, and forces the ball to be off target there in that shot.
Good crossover to number 4, but good deflect by number 34 of South Lakes. He crosses it over to number 4, but it ends up going to number 38 of 55 of South Lakes. Looks like South Lakes is going on the offensive again. Number 41 pushing it forward with the ball. Number 17 successfully clearing it. and thus halting the defense once again, halting the offense once again of South Lakes. And it looks like the fierceness is still going on as he's struggling to get out of the out of bounds zone, but ends up doing so anyway.
Yeah, the Highlanders, they're showing pressure once again. They're on the far side of the field creating turnovers, creating throw-ins, just creating that pressure, forcing South Lakes D to push the ball out of bounds and allowing the Highlanders that opportunity.
But one of the defenders ends up clearing it, and now South Lakes is going once again on the offensive.
Our apologies, folks. We had our mic muted there for a second. We apologize about that. You have missed nothing, but here come the Highlanders, Omar.
Indeed. And it looks like right when you said that, they went out of bounds. Where South Lakes with the throw-in. Seeing a while. Good touch by number 53.
And that's
As number 51 is desperately trying to get the ball, but they end up going out of bounds, and McLean has the throw-in, which would help them in securing yet another offensive. Looks like number 4 beat him. Looks like number 4 beat him to the defender. Number 20 desperately he tried to shoot it from here, but ends up going out of bounds. He didn't really have much room to attack. Well, not much room to attack.
Yeah, Highlanders are gonna put some fresh subs on, but more of a defensive stalemate. Both teams defensively have been solid thus far, and really only one shot for South Lakes. McLean just trying everything to put the ball in the space.
Looks like number 35 of South Lakes is really pushing up in the offense. Number 36 with the ball. Number 4 attempts to clear it, but is unsuccessful as they still have possession. But there he comes back again, clearing the ball and giving McLean the offensive. And the ball has been pushed out of bounds by number 21 of McLean.
Yeah, unfortunate break there. Highlanders could have had an opportunity for a fast break, but
But fate had other plans. Looks at number 36. Good clear by McLean. Good clear by the Highlanders. It seems as if they're getting pressured by the fast players. And some changes coming on, with number 3 replacing number 4, number 20 replacing number 7, number 11 replacing number 6, and number 28 being replaced. Jeez, a lot of subs for one game. Obviously, there is more, but I kind of missed some of them. These were just the ones I managed to catch. Looks like a pair of fresh looks like a pair of fresh boots and energy is coming out onto the field for McLean for the Highlanders.
See how that these subs play into the dynamic, and having some fresh subs could help push the pace a little bit for the Highlanders.
Exactly, especially if everyone else is like super tired. The most enduring ones can literally just push an entire team through. Number 13 with the ball. Good long pass to number 2. He is unfortunately blocked off by number 31. Number 19. And it ends up going out of bounds with a throw in for Salt Lake. Three.
Good try.
Okay. Looks like another throw-in by South Lakes as they're getting ready to push on the offensive. But number 13, which is freshly new, has broken off number 36's attack. On to 19. Crossed by 16 on to number 2, and it goes out of bounds.
The Highlanders trying once again to put the ball into tight spaces. Good defense by South Lakes, and the trouble is both teams very solid defensively, but offensively not where they want to be. I mean, having issues creating chances.
Number 36 with the ball. He attempts to cross it to number 10 to take the shot, but has been cleared by a defender. Shortly until a South Lakes player has intercepted the ball and a throw in for the Highlanders. As number 2 starts as a run, only to go out of bounds once again.
Yeah, mistake there by the Highlanders, but see if Seahawks can capitalize.
Number 35 was desperately trying to move across the line by the out of bounds, but he prevailed, but only to get cleared soon after. Number 41 passes it over. Looks like McLean is going back on the offensive with number 5 with the ball. Mistake 3. Number 20 is just really trying to fight. Has been called for a foul. Because you see the way he was grabbing him. Looks like the defenders have caught. Looks like the defenders of number 13 has been pushed over by number 36 and 51 of the Highlanders, and looks like it's a foul against the Seahawks. Are you sure it's Seahawks? Are you sure it's Seahawks? Are you sure it's the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Okay, just looks like McLean is desperately trying to get through the offensives just so they can score a goal. But the midfield of of the Seahawks have other plans. As McLean is desperately struggling to get their players through the midfield and onto the forward field. Number 41 makes a good clear with. Number 41 does make a good clear against McLean.
And that time the through ball on the near side worked there for the Highlanders. So just trying to bit everything to move the ball into the offensive area of the field. So Highlanders
are now sadly being pushed back, unfortunately, as they're trying to find more room to get their players through. And it goes out of bounds, trying to get to number 2. And it looks like a sub change for the Seahawks. They're subbing in 3 players currently.
Yeah, 11 minutes to go. No score. Highlanders and Seahawks. Both teams playing very well defensively.
Good head by number 16 of McLean. Number 19 makes a good pass to number 18. Number 13 tries to beat the ball for number 12, and they end up having the first corner of. Wait a minute. Actually, it's a goal kick as McLean number 13 unfortunately touched it last minute before it crossed the line. And now the goalie crosses it over to number 11 as the Seahawks made a good cross over to the offense. Good cross. But unfortunately, it goes over to Seahawks. Both teams are right now fighting for possession of the ball in this vital area. The Seahawks were just about to make a shot by having number 31 pass it over to 23 in order for 23 to shoot the ball. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Looks like one of the South Lodge players has pushed over a McLean player, giving McLean the free kick.
Just wanted to take it quickly, but were unable to. Trying to push forward, doing everything that they can to put the ball into spaces. Talked about the tight defense from both teams, and I mean that's being evidenced here with no score with about 8 minutes to go in the first half.
Looks like one of the players has desperately tried to pass it over to number 3. He's playing this forward. As he's currently being backtracked. Looks like number 11 is taking the toss for McLean. Actually, no, that's number 7 taking the toss for McLean. As number 11 tries to intercept the ball, but it ends up going to be a goal kick. I feel like the pressure of the teams of both teams' defenses are starting to get to the attackers, aren't they?
Well, I mean, defensively, both teams have been solid, and it's just a matter of who can create the chances. I mean, you saw South Lakes a little while ago having an opportunity to shoot it, and they passed instead into space that created turnover for the Highlanders. So it's about executing at this point in the game and finding little things that can work. And soccer is all about those low spaces. It's all about who can create the attacking and the strategy that comes with it.
Yes, because it seems as if some players keep on slipping up and hitting the out of bounds. That's one thing I kind of noticed.
It is tight. There's a lot of tight spaces.
And
in this
and
game,
it seems as if we have 6 minutes left in this half.
ball out on the far side for South Lakes, trying to move ahead, intercepted by a McLean player along the far touch line. Headed ahead, and now the Highlanders could have a break, and it's defended out of bounds. Touched out of bounds by the South Lakes defender, I believe number 16.
It's a good play by them. You're right.
Throwing coming for the Highlanders.
Number 28 heads it over to number 2, only to be intercepted by South Lake. And good play by number 13 of McLean as they got the ball back. Number 19 almost lost the ball to number 45, who was going to clear it. And it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be a toss for McLean.
Unfortunately, there's only one ball in this game, so every time it goes over the fence, the players have to go to retrieve it. So that makes it a little bit interesting here as the clock continues to tick down. Only 4:06 to go in the first half and no score.
And it looks like the ball has gone out of bounds once again.
Free kick coming up for the Highlanders.
As they're kicking from 5 meters. As they're kicking, that's what that looks like a lot. 5 meters. As he crosses it over, and he attempts to shoot it from a distance, but South Lake has cleared the ball in the first, on what could be what is a second quarter of the entire game. Both of them which have gone to McLean.
Yeah, off of that free kick, the shot came in from McLean, but it hit the player, a McLean player. So an unfortunate break for if you're McLean. Fortunate if you're South Lakes, that ball could have found the back of net.
Okay. It looks like number 7 is tossing it in for the McLean Highlanders. And it goes out of bounds shortly after.
Hard foul there by South Lakes, and McLean will get his third free kick.
But this isn't just a free kick. This is actually a penalty.
A penalty shot coming from inside
since they did committed a foul on the inside the 18-yard box, anything that's inside the 18-yard box that's a penalty is considered a penalty is going to be a penalty kick.
Penalty shot coming up.
From number 19 of McLean. Unfortunately, the goalie has saved it.
Trying to go with number 19 for Highlanders, going with a soft touch towards the center.
And the goalie has saved it in the center, unfortunately.
Good save from South Lakes there, and that should give them some confidence. Those are tough, especially for the goaltender.
Okay. Looked like McLean is being pushed on the defensive once again as number 15 passes it over to 12 of Southlake, and they have been shortly cleared off by number 13. Just in time for more players to arrive to help defend the center.
Yeah,
With 36 seconds on the clock, they have no time to lose if they want to concede. Looks like it's out of bounds once again for McLean. And toss is going to go to number 55 with only 3 seconds of the clock. And the whistle blows for the end of the first half, with both teams neck to neck, and both teams have been goalless, as the score is 0-0.
On both teams shown some opportunities, a couple shots. Really, South Lakes doesn't have a shot on net. The one shot from McLean that was on net, the penalty kick save made by McLean, or made by South Lakes goalie. But either way, it's been a defensive struggle. And if you enjoy defense, that was a perfect half. For offense, not so exciting. We're going to mute our mics, and we'll see you in just about 7 minutes. You're listening to McLean Broadcast Network. And welcome back to McLean Broadcast Network. Matthew and Omar with you on this beautiful Friday evening. Great evening for soccer here at McLean High School. McLean in a scoreless draw with the Seahawks of South Lakes, who will begin possession going from McLean going from left to right. South Lakes in the blue, McLean in the white. 35 minutes on the clock, and this one should be.
And kickoff is and the kickoff for the second half is about to be underway.
Should be.
It seems as if now the South Lake is going with all out attack because they have 6 players up in front now with 4 in defense. As McLean is going to a 3-2-3-2 position.
Interesting how teams change. It's going to be more offensive minded
as 4 players literally came charging through the defenses, awaiting their ball.
The first half mostly a defensive slugfest, except for a penalty kick saved by South Lake's goalie.
We're getting there.
Working on it.
30 extra seconds of this half.
Yeah. Right. Looks like it looks like McLean is taking a goal kick. As he punts it, aiming for number 21, but number 38 of South Lakes has deflected on it,
I tried to set it,
and 37 has taken the ball and placed McLean on the defensive once again. Number 15 over, and McLean intercepts it and goes back on the offensive. And it looks like they've been stopped by number 53. 12. Number 7 of McLean passes it over to 28 before getting eaten up by defenders. Long pass over to number 12, but it has been cleared by a defender. Number 6 onto 21. That deflect. Number 6. Number 28 of McLean is trying to push through and has fell. It seems as if he has tripped, but the referee is calling an advantage play.
Yeah, no foul call there on the near side, and wondered why, but obviously the
Referee is the superior in call making.
he saw it different, but
Yeah, that's one way to put it anyway.
I mean everyone can see things different. It depends on your perspective, and
Yes. Looks like number 38 is tried crossing it in, and McLean near almost to a high shot, but the goalie must have saved it, or it went out of bounds.
yeah, good punch out by
And looks like and the goalie has saved it because he touched it, and it's going to be a corner kick for Southampton. Their first corner kick in the entire game. Look like they're pushing all the support to the back so they can. Looks like number 28 is pushing on the offensive. Number 7, likewise. Good shot. Number 28 is close. He tries shooting it and is saved by the goalkeeper. Good shot from 20 yards.
Not the best shot.
But still, it was a good attempt.
An opportunity, and McLean,
And
after all the pressure by the South Lake Seahawks, McLean and the Highlanders looking to create some opportunities themselves here in the second half. But already we're seeing a more offensive approach from South Lakes, and McLean, they're trying to emulate that.
Mm-hmm.
job, guys.
Looks like McLean is being put on the offensive again, and number 28 is swiftly going through all the defenses. And an attempted shot by number 4, but it just deflects off one of the defenders, number 35.
Oh, well,
Good
good
shot.
lord, his chance.
It's a good shot, indeed. Number 4 goes at it again, but this time a weaker shot as the goalie saves it.
Good offensive pressure from the Highlanders, and ultimately not quite working for them, but
As no real advances have been made by Southlake. As McLean is starting to push onto the offense again, only to be cleared by a defender once again, giving Southlake the ball as it deflected off McLean last. Looks like a throw-in for Southlake as number 4 desperately tries to get it out of number 28 is desperately trying to chase one of the defenders with the ball. Good intercept by the 7. Looks like some grabbing. And a foul has been made. And McLean is given the free kick.
the ball being played into the area, missing about 3 McLean attackers within 2 yards of each other. That could have been nice if that would have worked out.
Looks like McLean is starting to be put on the defensive once again due to the quick up. And looks like a second foul has been called. It seems it is an offside. It seems as if an offside has been called for McLean against McLean. Number 38 crosses over to number 37, but goes to number 14 of the Highlanders. As 7 desperately tries to get the ball from 41. Number 14 clashing in with 7. As 7 steals the ball, only to be intercepted by 38. The 38 doing a good run. And it seems as if he got stopped right in his tracks. And the throw-in is called to effect for Southlake.
Southlake's once again showing some pressure.
And McLean has cleared the ball once again, giving Southlake the throw-in.
It's been interesting thus far in the second half how South Lakes has had a majority of the possession, or at least chances, with their assist attackers.
Looks like a good throw, and could have been a header. Blue could have. Southlake could have scored a header as he tosses it over by the goal box. And it looks like a substitution change has been made for 2 players in McLean. 2 players for Southlake. And the goal kick for McLean is in effect number 31 of Southlake as he's pushing straight into offense once again. It seems as if the defenders are getting pressured rather than being put on the offensive. They are being put on the defensive. Good save by Sufjan. And sees as if the substitutes for McLean are getting warmed up. We could possibly be seeing a substitute change in the when 20-minute mark. As we have 26 minutes left in the game. Throw in for something like an egg, and it's a and now it's a throw in for McLean. As McLean is desperately trying to get through all of Southlake's defenses, it's being pushed back by the strength of the defenders and their bravery.
Changes being made by the Highlanders.
As they go all out with subs, putting 5 new players in.
And mostly going to the attackers in midfield for the Highlanders, and made some fresh lays can help the Highlanders push the ball forward
For a possible score, for a possible goal. As number 16 intercepts and number 3 almost reaches it. Looks like one of the McLean players is pushing up. Tries to cross it, but is deflected once again by Southlake. Good tackle by number 31. Number 2 with the ball of McLean. And it goes out of bounds.
See, this is going to be a corner kick or throw-ins looking like a corner kick. So an opportunity for the Highlanders
to possibly score.
See what they do on this corner kick.
Looks like they headed it in almost they almost scored a goal, but they fell short.
Just going to the side.
Just going too much to the right.
Yeah, for a second.
That would have looked like a goal. Yeah.
Certainly looked like it, but just headed wide.
As they take the goal kick once again.
Probably
as
number 16 for Highlanders took a
that was
foot up high to the head. No call though.
He seems to be doing fine, and he's carrying on. Don't worry about him. Looks like McLean helped secure the defense and pushed back on the offense once again.
Subs coming on and off for South Lakes. Not many changes being done by McLean. They've been content to kind of stay with the similar, more of a neutral position. South Lakes has been the team that's been putting more attackers up.
It looks like there has been an accident.
Foul.
A yellow card for South Lake on number 55, I believe. I didn't really see that.
Free kick coming up here for the Highlanders
on the 44-yard line.
To the left of circle.
And it looks like one of the defenders has cleared it with a header. As number 14 is desperately trying to find room as he passes it on to number 2 has been intercepted.
It's interesting how South Lakes has been approaching defending. They have even the attackers back helping, but also they can spread them out for offense. Foul being called against the Seahawks. About 20 minutes to play in this one. Still no score. Varsity game coming up tentatively at 7:15.
Good cross and good save by Southlake. Looks like number 51 is trying to push up in the offensive. And the player has gotten a fair and square tackle, but knocks the player over in the process. And looks like it touched the Southlake defender and Southlake attacker, and now it's going to be a free throw-in for McLean.
Good pressure there by South Lakes forward, pushing forward and almost creating the turnover against McLean.
Number 18. Number 3 currently with the ball. Good pass by him. Looks like he is pushing on the offense, and almost a goal by him.
Playing it through the box, looking for his fellow forward, I believe number 13 or 12 for the Highlanders. No, excuse me, number 11. Unable to find him, and another good opportunity for McLean, getting a couple of them in a row.
Good interception by number 11. Number 3 heads it over to number 18, short distance.
I mean, both teams creating opportunities, but unable to capitalize, and that's been really the difference. With the Highlanders, not able to create the opportunity, not able to finish, I mean, for both teams. I mean, Omar, if one team scores, I mean, I think that could be the only goal of the game.
Yeah, I believe so too. Unless a miracle would happen. Good volley by McLean. The cross is unfortunately intercepted by Southlake. Looks like McLean is being pushed on the offense, and it's a foul.
Going against the Highlanders. Southlake's going to take this one quickly.
Yes, indeed. They were doing beat check. Anyway. Some fierce defense by McLean as they're trying to push on the defense. Looks like the midfields of Southlake are desperately trying to get the ball onto the side, intercepting the defenders. Then shortly after, giving the ball to their fellow attackers.
See how South Lakes handles this offensive opportunity off of the throw-in for the Highlanders. About 16 minutes remaining, and a couple Highlanders being warmed up to be subbed in.
Looks like number 11 just intercepted the ball, passes it to number 18. Number 2. 4 defenders have outclassed him, and it's going to be a throw-in once again for McLean. If they get this right, they can surely put a goal in. They could surely put a goal and make the other team lose their morale. Number 11, close by the goal shot. They shoot it in, and it goes just over the bar.
Beautiful cross by number 11, but rotates.
Yeah, but
Tips able to make that work,
but they
boy.
just fall short. But they just fall short by kicking it too high.
Yeah, over the bar, probably the best chance for the Highlanders.
It looks like the varsity players are getting ready, and the referees asking them to practice in the track and not in the field.
Yeah, there we go. Behind the netting that protects, mostly meant for lacrosse balls not to go flying off
In case
everywhere.
missed goal.
But
Looks like number 20 with the ball right now of McLean. Number 10 passes it over to 18, and unfortunately deflects on number 14 of Southlake. Number 3 desperately trying to fight over the ball with 41. As number 2 and number 11 intercepts the ball. And a long pass over to number 3, only to have number 55 of Southlake clear it. And looks like a foul against number 3, unfortunately. And it seems that some of the cheerleaders are trying to get the spirits up for McLean.
and you got some McLean faithful in the house tonight. It looks like some students having a bit of fun. Varsity game is coming up, and we'll be
Might as well have good warm up. So yeah.
McLean varsity, they're warming up. Down to the left by the scoreboard, 13:06 to go in this one. Still no score though. So we'll see how the rest of this one goes, although the chances in the second half, Omar, have been plentiful. Just not in goals.
And even if it was on goal, some they usually just fall in short. As number 18 has broken through, almost as he was intercepted by number 55 of McLean. Good bad crossover.
And kind of a cross or a little shot there at the end, going over and wide of the net, but a nice play there by number 18 just to get through the defense and create an opportunity. But this game's kind of been a bit of a lull, knowing that no team
has scored yet. Yes,
a lot of battles within the midfield, although the Highlanders
are starting to regain the possession factor. And it's going to be a throw-in for McLean by number 13. Goes to number 13, but is pushed away by number 55 as he gives him a push back. And it's offside. Actually, no, it's a yellow card because it's a yellow card for McLean as one of the players pushed him back. It seems as if the referee did not see the first push. Only caught the second one that McLean used.
Oh, a free kick for South Florida. They can do
As
with
they-
this one.
He crossed it over and attempts to head at a goal, but goes way far right.
Yeah, just missing the post there and a innocent looking play, but good job with the header.
As
So
the
we
goal
play on
kick punts it
scoreless.
over to number 10. On to number 28. 18. Passes it on to number 11. As he is cleanly tackled and number 55 clears it, giving
Well, that's a textbook tackle,
clean
possibly saving a goal.
and clean as it was also clean. We gotta admit that. No clean, no one tripped over or anything. Good kind.
I mean, getting an all ball and defense. This has been one of those games that's, I mean, scoreless, but defensive gem and a beautiful tackle by number 55 of the Seahawks.
Exactly. And it looks like a throw-in for South Lakes, as it was deflected off a South Lake player onto McLean. As number 2 is desperately trying to hit for the ball, but is cut off. Okay. Looks like South Lakes is putting McLean on the defensive once again, and they kicked it a bit too far, and now it's a goal kick. With 9 minutes left in the clock, every side is desperately trying to get a shot in. Looks like number 1 of South Lake with the ball. Number 12, number 7. Number 7.
Highlighters working it down low along the near touch line. 2 highlighters, 2 South Lake Seahawks players. Seahawks come up with possession, and then ball is played back to their goalie, who will kick it downfield towards the 50.
The center of the field. Number 1 of South Lake with the ball. Number 41 passes, but is deflected by a McLean player, giving South Lake the looks like South Lake is back on the offensive once again, as the cross misses both to McLean.
And as time winds down for the Highlanders with not much time left, only about 7 minutes.
Yes.
Both teams pushing the pace.
And I feel like as if South Lake is trying to pushing harder than they did previously. As now they have the possession factor throughout this last stretch of the game.
See how McLean defends. They've been defending
going at
quite
it,
well.
and they've been going at it, running back.
Offside.
An offside has been called, pushing McLean back on the offense. Just what they need. an offside for McLean.
The offsides against South Lakes. Should be interesting to see
Yes.
what McLean can do as they transfer from defense to offense. And
Looks like McLean is going for a good, but as he tries skying it and ends up not making it.
well, at this
Good
point,
shot, good shot by number 9.
Well, at this point
As
of the
he's being
game,
subbed in for 12 now.
Well, at this point of the game, any shot is a good shot, and although most of them are going high and wide of the net, for the Highlanders, having the goalies not being tested that much for either team gives the advantage to a shooter. If you can get it on frame, could create a bounce, some sort of rebound, or go in. Especially if it's more of a knuckle, slower shot, could fool the goaltender.
Number 12 with the ball. Passes it on to number 11. They were treading into the 18-yard box for Southlake. Number 14 with the ball, and he crosses it over to attempts to cross it over to number 35 of Southlake. As McLean is now being put on the offensive once again, as it's being cleared by number 55 of Southlake. Good attempt. Toss in for McLean. Looks like they're close. They attempt a shot, but it has been deflected. They attempt a shot, and now Southlake is getting a goal kick.
Well, good ball into the box by the Highlanders and creating a bit of chaos inside their own 18, and that's what you want to do if you're the Highlanders. It might come down to more of a scrappy fight here in the last 3:25 of this game.
And the goalie has punted it for the goal kick. And McLean is struggling to get every ball, win most of the balls as they are being constantly harassed by some of the attackers in midfield. Good head towards number 13 of McLean. And a nice clear for Southlake as it goes out of bounds. With 3 minutes left on the clock, everyone is trying to do their best to score the winning goal.
Yeah, 0-0 draw, Highlanders and Seahawks. I mean, at this point in the game, you could consider them, if someone is the scorer, that will be game winner.
Mm-hmm. Number 11 of McLean as he desperately tries to squeeze his way through 3 defenders and is stopped short. Number 28 rushing over with 14, and looks like there has been a foul. As a foul.
2 minutes to go.
And the crowd is going wild with encouragement.
Every second counts at this point.
The clock is ticking down.
But big free kick right here for the Highlanders.
And it goes straight into number 28 of the Seahawks. Number 18, the defender number 18 luckily intercepts the ball and crosses it back where he should have done. Like he should have.
.122 to go in this
As the top
game as Highlanders Maybe
Choked
have
up.
one more attack in them.
Yes. But it looks like the Seahawks has taken the ball for possession again. As number 15 struggling to try to get a volley in. Number 12 crosses it over to number 11. Good play, good play. As everyone's struggling over the box. And one of the players has fallen over, but a penalty has been called once again.
So corner being called here with less than a minute to go. If the Highlanders can get a header, get on frame,
And
if
get
it goes in.
then it's surely a win for the Bucks. As it misses everyone, unfortunately, he starts crossing it over and does not make it. With 19 seconds on the clock, there is no time. As everyone's pushing for a last second attack. As the Seahawks are pushing for a last second attack.
Last chance here for
Last
South Lakes here.
They have one last offense. One last offense, and that's the final whistle of the game, confirming McLean, confirming a score of a tie break, confirming the score of a tie, with the South Lake Seahawks, with the South Lake Seahawks 0 and the McLean Highlanders 0.
Coming up next is the varsity game, so stick around. So we will see you on the next stream in just a little bit. For Matthew and Omar and the whole entire McLean Broadcast Network, signing off.